Nick Palladino is CEO and co-founder of Tribe Fitness. You should check it out. He's also influencer. He is a premier fitness and yoga studio in San Francisco. 15 years of experience in movement training, breathwork, meditation, coaching. He helps individuals, including CEOs, athletes, and entrepreneurs achieve peak performance and personal growth. He's also co-host of Conscious Conversations, and that's the podcast Nick shares insights on leadership, transformation, and wellness. Let's welcome with a big round of applause to one and only Nick Palladino. Nick, welcome to our online conference.
Awesome. Thanks for the intro. It's one of the best ones I've gotten to date.
That's awesome. Nick, I share the mouse control with you. You can now take your mic, take the screen, and lead us through.
All right. I'm pumped after actually seeing everyone that's on here too. I'm excited to learn as well. So, thanks for having me on. Thanks for taking time to learn. And I'm really here today to talk about how you can build a seven-figure business based off values and community. So just, throw me a 1 in the chat if you got into the gym or wellness business in order to help people. I'd like to see kind of who's my heartfelt entrepreneurs that are in the house today. Looks like everyone. All right. So I thought I'm in the right room. So I'll jump into kind of why I'm up here talking in a minute, but just quick agenda. I want to jump into today is why I personally with heart and values, how you can design a value system for yourself that really navigates your company and becomes its compass. The third thing is let's talk about defining our personal missions, why we're here, why we're doing what we do. I'll wrap that up with why accountability is key for making this all work. And then at the end of the day, what this is all really about is actually teaching you the secret sauce, how to make your members see you as their third home in order to skyrocket retention and LTV. So there is a business aspect behind this, of course, at the end that you're all going to learn from. All right. So for myself, I started my career in corporate sales, and after quick success and a ton of anxiety and unhappiness, I got myself into yoga and meditation as a way to kind of heal myself. And during that time, I started to ask myself questions of, who am I in the world? And really more importantly, how do I want to be in the world and how do I want to impact the world? And as a result, my heart started to tell me that being in corporate sales wasn't the path for me. And it led me on a journey to get into wellness and coaching and yoga and owning a gym. And eventually, and which I didn't see coming, that became what is now Tribe Fitness, which is a 7-figure gym business in San Francisco. We just opened another location. And it's really a business that's built on values, on mission and community, and business success all at the same time. So I want to really show you how to create kind of the secret sauce to having your cake and, let's say, eating it too. So I'm super passionate about heartfelt business entrepreneurs. It sounds like there's a lot of us on here as well. Now let's see the next one. All right.
Let me know if your mouse control works.
Okay, it's delayed.
Good.
There we go. Okay, so first thing I want to jump into is defining or designing your value system. Okay, when it comes to defining your values, I think this really needs to become your compass of a heartfelt business, right? Especially in the gym business. And everything you do can really start with your value system. For example, before we came up with the name Tribe, we talked about what our values were. And as a result, that's how we design the business. So what I'm going to really invite everyone here to do is think about what are the 5 core values that you operate your business by they're not nice to have. These are absolute non-negotiables. Okay. For Tribe, it's community, it's empowerment, it's continuous improvement, it's inspiration and enthusiasm. And we make all of our decisions around these values, right? And I would say more importantly, your values need to be not only visible in the studio, they need to show up in your marketing language, right? They also need to be something that your staff and your members actually sign off on and agree to. That's something we do in our space. And what that allows you to do is really start to develop a community that's built on the same common ground, right? That's really built on why people are there. So as I'm talking, I'd love to kind of know, and some of you guys have already done it, is, what are your business values, right? And also throw them in the chat so we can see them. I had notes on this, but the notes disappeared. So now I'm just kind of winging it. Um, as we go further into this, when you're thinking of your values and your decisions, I love this transparency, community. That's awesome. When you're thinking of your values that really guide your decisions, I think you should think of it in three different levels. Okay. One is your vendors. So, for example, we've been using Referrizer for years and actually just met Andre about a year ago. And it's like him and I are so in line in terms of the way we think and the way we show up in the world. It's like, why wouldn't I want to be on this show today? Why wouldn't I want to be on your podcast? Why wouldn't I want to use this product? Inversely, if you use vendors, especially for marketing and sales that aren't in line with your values, it'll start to show up in your business. Your members will feel it. Your staff will feel it. Okay. The second thing, and this is key, I think, more than all the other three, is your staff have to align with the value system. And more importantly, I think you need to make them your champions of your values, right? The secret hack here to hiring, and I know Andre kind of mentioned we're all having challenges with that, is hire based on values over skill set. Okay. You can't teach someone to care. You can't teach them to be a community member. You can't teach them to show up on time. What you can teach them is how to be a good trainer, right? How to be a good coach. So hire for values over skills. I've burnt myself a couple of times by hiring experienced trainers with good skills that aren't in line. And it's been my experience that they don't work out. And then finally, I would challenge you to align your values with your members, right? And the way they interact with their staff, the way they interact with each other. And if your members don't align with your values, it could become a really cool coaching moment of, hey, here's how we do things here. This is what we're about. If you can do that, great. And if you can't do that, that's also okay, but you can't be a member here anymore. And I've had those conversations. I've also not allowed people to join my gyms if they weren't in line with our value systems. And I think at the end of the day, when you start to run a more community-based business, you need to become the curator of that community, and really start to decide what's the vibe. And people will self-select out also, which is a really cool thing here. But yeah, making your decisions of your values, of your vendors, your staff, and your members is really, really key. On top of that, as you got it, and I know I saw a lot of you said you're heartfelt business owners and you got into this industry to help people. What that tells me is that we all have some kind of personal mission, right? Or personal mission statement. Andre, I think you mentioned yours.
Yep.
Mine is to inspire transformation. I can do that here right now. I can do that at the gym. I can do that as a friend. But your business can really become a container or a vessel for you to share your personal mission in the world. And let's be honest, owning a gym business or wellness business, it's not easy, right? It's challenging. There's way easier things to do out there. So you've got to have a sense inside that what you're doing matters, that it's important, that it has impact. And I think, to use a gym term, your personal mission becomes your spotter, because there's going to be days when you don't want to get out of bed, and that's okay, but you don't want to feel like you got to pull yourself. I find when you have a mission, it pushes you out of bed. And regardless of if you're having a good day, right, Andre, or you want to show up, it doesn't matter, because your mission's greater than your problems. And this is why I put in here, your why's got to be more important than your why not. Okay? And your team's going to feel this, your staff's going to feel this, and your community is going to feel this. So I'd love to know, some food for thought. If you want to throw them in there, either what are your missions? And then think about, why do you do what you do? What are you passionate about? What's your mission? Why is it important? And why does it matter to your community? And this can be a really cool way to start to think about your personal mission, maybe even for the first time. And once you do this, I invite you to challenge your team to also come up with their own mission, because they're going to have bad days, and say, it's okay. Andre, connect to your mission. Remember why you're here, and let's do the best that we can. Okay. Okay. So yeah, mission and values are great, but without accountability, it's just fluff. It's not going to work. So when it comes to accountability and your mission and your values, you got to hold yourself accountable, your staff accountable, and your members accountable. Okay. I really think what I'm talking about now is walking the walk as a leader, because that's what you've signed up for to be a gym owner or a wellness leader. Is you've signed up to do things differently. You signed up to show people that you can have heart and you can have a really great business. So you got to walk the walk. And you're going to find out if you're walking the walk in challenging moments, right? And I think as a leader, you either gain points or you lose points in every decision you make, right? It's almost like one up, one down. and you really gain the most amount of points in terms of respect and trust and value with your staff and your members when you uphold the values and the mission when things are challenging, or maybe even when it affects your business or your bottom line. That's when people really start to have a ton of faith in you, that you are the leader you say you are, and that your mission is really important, and it's helping the people around you. So I really challenge you to use accountability at the core of all of this when it comes to building your community. Okay. And then, yeah, this is quick, Andre. So to come in, taking in for a landing, mission, values, and accountability. This is all going to lead to what's called the third home. And some of you have probably heard of this. And if you haven't, what it is your members have work, they have home, and they have one other place that's up for grabs. Okay. And if you can become their third home, this becomes the stickiness to retention and to your community staying and in your staff staying, right? Once you become their third home, they don't leave. And this is how we've built Tribe to have a sub 5% churn rate over the last 2 years, which is absurd in the industry. I think the industry average is probably over 10, if not 20%. Our average member stays for 20 months, and our current LTV per member is over $8,000 and rising. And I would attest the majority of this to being a business based on values, mission, and accountability, and eventually becoming our members' third home, where they want to stay and then they want to bring their friends. I know we're going to talk about referrals. And what I'd like to just say to kind of wrap up is I've kind of given you the foundational piece here of the background to operate and build your business upon. As the next speakers come up and they give you more tactical things, the magic here, team, is going to be combining this all together. So having a heartfelt business that also has skills and, procedures and policies and ways of building business in smart ways. When you do that, this is how you're going to outperform the industry. This is how you're going to build your business when other people are failing. And this is how you're going to be really successful as a leader and also as in a community member. So hope that helps. And we'd love to hear your questions at the end of how to become a sticky business.